Thank you. And I just want to first start out by saying what an honor it is to be joined with these men and women that I serve with in the Assembly. What you saw today, I heard from some of you said, I've never seen anything like this before. I didn't see this one coming. How'd this happen? Let's coffee chair, let me tell you how this happened. We as good men and women from all points of this state, we started to look at this budget. One of the biggest things we will deal with in these 2 years. And after a time, it became apparent what we were attempting to do was trying to put lipstick on a pig. None of us wanted to do that. And we weren't alone. I want to thank the representatives from the other side of the aisle, the Republicans that joined us in our no vote today. It's very telling because one of them is the chairperson of the Education Committee, and he voted no. I find that very telling. You know, before I came to the Assembly, I worked on an assembly line. I carried a lunchbox for a living. And before that, I worked for something close to minimum wage and worried my health care coverage wasn't enough for my growing family at that time. And today, my 3 beautiful children go to public schools, and even now, my wife and I have to keep a close eye on our budget, like many Wisconsin families have to do. I tell you this to illustrate the fact that my family is a lot like most of Wisconsin's families. And today is a very sad day for families like ours. Today we saw our public schools raided and more of our money spent on private, unaccountable voucher schools, schools proven less effective for our children. Today Republicans voted to raise our property taxes. That's very interesting. Let me repeat that. Today Republicans voted to raise our property taxes. Today we saw our friends and neighbors lose any sense of security with access to emergency health care and jobless benefits cut back severely. Today, Republicans put our children in debt by another $500 million. Wisconsin is dead last in the nation in job creation. Dead last. And the only jobs Republicans seem to be creating with this budget are in bounty hunting and payday lending. One thing is clear to me on this very sad day. Republicans don't care about middle-class families. They don't care about folks hurting in these tough economic times. They made dirty deals behind closed doors to further line the pockets of millionaires, corporations, lobbyists, and their campaign cronies, and to shore up their own political futures. That's what happened today. From the content to the process, there was almost nothing in their plan I agreed with, that we agreed with. This budget could not be fixed. And it's important to note, time and time again, Republicans have refused to make even the most common sense of changes through the amendment process. Republicans rejected an amendment to protect domestic abuse victims involved in disputes with their landlords. Republicans rejected an amendment to safeguard the rights of veterans suffering from mesothelioma connected with their service. Reject, reject, reject. The Republicans have been a stonewall every step of the way. So instead of talking at the Assembly Republicans Stonewall today, we're going to talk with the people of Wisconsin. People who value education, the well-being of their neighbors, and the future of this remarkable state. Instead of arguing to no end here today, we as Democrats are going to make sure every Wisconsin family knows what Republicans have done. We're taking our message to every corner of the state because that's where we can really affect hearts and minds. That's where we will find Wisconsin's path forward. Middle-class families, families like mine, they deserve so much better than this Republican budget. Thank you.